Have you ever made a decision without fully understanding why? Perhaps you found yourself at a crossroads, unsure of which path to take, or felt a sudden urge to act on an impulse that seemed to come out of nowhere. Maybe you felt a sudden urge to buy a product, something you hadn't even considered before entering the store. You might have picked up an item from a market stall, feeling an inexplicable connection to it. Or perhaps you agreed to something you hadn't planned on, like signing a document or making a commitment during a casual conversation in a park. These moments often feel spontaneous, yet they are rarely random. These aren't always random occurrences. They are often influenced by subtle cues in our environment, like the rustling of leaves, the gentle lapping of waves, or even the flight of birds in the sky. Often, they're the result of subconscious persuasion, a powerful force that operates beneath our awareness. Imagine walking through a forest, lost in thought, or sitting by a lake, contemplating life. These serene moments can be fertile ground for subtle influences. This subtle and fascinating realm of influence shapes our thoughts and actions without us even realizing it. It's like standing on a bridge, overlooking the water, or sitting on a park bench, deep in thought, unaware of the forces at play. In this exploration, we delve into two powerful techniques of subconscious persuasion: framing and priming. Imagine reading a book in a garden, taking notes in a park, or using a laptop outdoors. These activities can be influenced by how information is presented to us. These techniques, when used ethically, can be powerful tools for communication and influence. Picture a group of people having a discussion in a park, or someone giving a speech in an outdoor amphitheater. The way ideas are framed and primed can significantly impact the outcome. Understanding these techniques can be incredibly insightful. Imagine looking at a sunset, meditating by a river, or hiking on a trail. These moments of reflection can help us grasp the power of framing and priming. Not only do they provide a glimpse into the workings of our own minds, but they also equip us with the knowledge to navigate the persuasive landscape around us. Think of looking at your reflection in a pond or holding a mirror outdoors. These moments of self-awareness can be enlightening. They also equip us with the knowledge to navigate the persuasive landscape around us. Whether in a bustling cityscape, a busy outdoor marketplace, or simply crossing a street, understanding these techniques can help us make more informed decisions. Join us as we uncover the secrets of framing and priming. Imagine exploring a forest trail, looking at a map outdoors, or discovering a hidden path in a garden. These journeys can be metaphors for our exploration into the world of subconscious influence. Learn how these subtle yet potent tools can be used to shape perceptions and influence decisions. Picture someone pointing at something in a park, guiding another on a nature trail, or explaining something with a scenic background. These interactions are rich with opportunities for framing and priming. Imagine you're at a shop, deciding between two jars of peanut butter. You pick up the first jar and notice it boldly proclaims 90% fat-free. The label catches your eye immediately, and you think to yourself, this must be the healthier option. Then you pick up the second jar, which simply states 10% fat. It doesn't seem as appealing, does it? Which one are you more likely to choose? Most people would instinctively go for the 90% fat-free jar. The information is identical, yet the way it's presented or framed dramatically influences our perception. This subtle difference in wording can steer our choices without us even realizing it. This is the power of framing. Framing exploits a quirk in human psychology. We are naturally drawn to options presented positively. When we see a label that highlights a positive aspect, like 90% fat-free, it makes the product seem healthier and more appealing. The 90% fat-free label highlights the positive aspect, making it seem healthier and more appealing, even if the 10% fat jar is identical. This simple example illustrates the profound impact framing can have on our choices, often without us even realizing it. The same product can be perceived very differently based on how the information is presented. This simple example illustrates the profound impact framing can have on our choices, often without us even realizing it. The same product can be perceived very differently based on how the information is presented. Whether it's marketing products or presenting ideas, the way information is framed can significantly sway our opinions and decisions. In business meetings, for instance, the framing of a proposal can determine its acceptance or rejection. The way information is framed can significantly sway our opinions and decisions. In business meetings, for instance, the framing of a proposal can determine its acceptance or rejection. Understanding the power of framing can help us make more informed choices and be more critical of the information presented to us. Imagine you're browsing for a new television. You walk into an electronics store or perhaps an outdoor market, and you're immediately surrounded by a plethora of options. The screens are bright, the colours are vivid, and the choices seem endless. You see one priced at £1,000, prominently displayed with all its features highlighted. It's a top-of-the-line model boasting the latest technology and sleek design. Then, just a few steps away, you notice another television. This one looks almost identical to the first, but its price tag reads £600. It has many of the same features, and at first glance it seems like a great deal. The second television, even if it's still expensive, suddenly seems like a bargain. Your mind starts to weigh the options, and you feel a sense of relief that you found a cheaper alternative. This is the anchoring effect in action. The initial high price sets a benchmark or anchor in your mind. The first price, the anchor, sets a reference point in our minds. Even though we know it's high, it influences our perception of subsequent prices. This psychological phenomenon is powerful and often subconscious. Even though we know it's high, it influences our perception of subsequent prices. We start to compare everything to that initial anchor, making other prices seem more reasonable in comparison. The £600 television compared to the £1,000 anchor seems much more reasonable, even if it's not the most objective price point. This is because our brains are wired to use the first piece of information we receive as a reference. Anchoring is a powerful tool used in negotiations, sales, and even everyday decision-making. By setting an initial high anchor, subsequent offers, even if lower, seem more appealing. This tactic is used by salespeople, marketers, and negotiators to influence our decisions. By setting an initial high anchor, subsequent offers, even if lower, seem more appealing. Understanding this effect can help us make more informed decisions and recognize when we're being influenced by an anchor. Limited time offer, only a few left in stock. These phrases are designed to trigger a sense of urgency and desire. This is the principle of scarcity at play. When we perceive something as scarce, its perceived value increases. Whether it's a limited edition product or a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, scarcity taps into our innate fear of missing out. This fear drives us to act quickly, often without fully considering our choices. Luxury brands excel at leveraging scarcity, creating an aura of exclusivity and desirability around their products. The lesson here? Sometimes, less really is more. By limiting availability, whether real or perceived, you can significantly increase the perceived value of a product, service, or opportunity. Section 5. Priming the canvas of the mind's subconscious influence. While framing shapes our conscious interpretations, priming works on a deeper subconscious level. Imagine walking past a bakery, the aroma of freshly baked bread triggering a sudden craving, or seeing an advertisement for a tropical vacation and feeling a surge of warmth and relaxation. These are examples of priming in action. Priming involves subtly exposing individuals to stimuli that influence their subsequent thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. It works by activating specific associations in our minds, making us more receptive to related ideas or actions. Whether it's through words, images, or even our environment, priming can subtly shape our perceptions and steer our choices. Section 6. The power of words. Priming through language. The words we use and encounter have a profound impact on our thoughts and actions. This is the essence of word priming. For instance, a job advertisement seeking a dynamic and assertive candidate will likely attract individuals who identify with those traits. Similarly, using positive language in a conversation can subtly shift the mood and make others more receptive to your message. Conversely, negative language can create a negative atmosphere and hinder communication. By carefully choosing our words, we can subtly prime others' perceptions and influence their responses. Section 7. Visual persuasion. Images that speak louder than words. A picture is worth 1,000 words, and this is especially true when it comes to priming. Visual priming involves using images to evoke specific emotions, associations, and behaviors. Think about the last time you saw a heartwarming image of a family enjoying a meal together. Did it make you feel a sense of warmth and connection? This is visual priming at work. Advertisers use this technique masterfully, associating their products with positive imagery to create favorable associations in consumers' minds. From billboards to social media, we are constantly bombarded with visual cues that subtly influence our perceptions and desires. Section 8. Environmental influence, setting the stage for behaviour. Have you ever noticed how the ambience of a restaurant can influence your dining experience? Soft lighting and calming music might create a romantic atmosphere, while bright lights and upbeat music might encourage faster turnover. This is the power of environmental priming. Our surroundings have a profound impact on our mood, thoughts, and behaviors. Retailers understand this well, using carefully curated environments to influence consumer behavior. From the layout of a store to the scents and sounds, every detail is designed to create a specific atmosphere and encourage spending. By understanding the principles of environmental priming, we can create spaces that foster desired behaviors and enhance experiences. Section 9. The Ethics of Persuasion. Navigating the moral landscape. Framing and priming are powerful tools, but like any tool, they can be used for good or ill. The ethical use of these techniques hinges on respect, transparency, and a commitment to honesty. It's crucial to remember that influence should never equate to manipulation. Ethical persuasion aims to inform and guide, not to deceive or exploit. It's about presenting information in a clear and compelling way while respecting individuals' autonomy to make their own choices. When used responsibly, framing and priming can be powerful tools for positive change, fostering understanding and building meaningful connections. Section 10. The Power and Responsibility of Subconscious Influence. The human mind is a complex and fascinating landscape, susceptible to subtle yet powerful influences. By understanding the principles of framing and priming, we gain valuable insights into how our perceptions are shaped and how our decisions are influenced. This knowledge is both empowering and sobering. It empowers us to become more discerning consumers of information, more persuasive communicators, and more conscious architects of our own environments. However, it also reminds us of our responsibility to use these techniques ethically, respecting others' autonomy and striving for authentic connection rather than manipulative control. The power of subconscious influence is undeniable, but it's up to us to wield it wisely.